Good day! This is Teacher Rowan. I'll be your guide in exploring Google Apps for education, for teaching and learning. In Google for Education, teachers can connect and collaborate easily while staying on task. It gives teachers the freedom to spend more time personalizing the learning experience and less time managing it. Students can learn essential skills such as 21st century problem solving, which they can use it in their future careers. As such, the accessibility features will also help and assist every learner to do their best work. Google offers different useful applications that we can use to connect education to technology. This will help our teachers as a 21st century educators to innovate and find ways on how to make teaching and learning more exciting, engaging, effective, and flexible to the demands of the society. Let's re-explore the education experience by discovering new angles to create, collaborate, and communicate as one. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Ang pagkatuto, huwag gawing komplikado. Sulong edukalidad.
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng DepEd Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del P. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na Pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Alright, good afternoon po sa inyo lahat. Good afternoon, my herd of learners, and to all of our parents, guardians, and teachers who are with Tutor A this afternoon. And welcome to your ETUlay online tutorial for personal development, quarter 3, week 7, with the topic understanding emotions. Bago po ang lahat, gusto kong munang kamustahin ang bawat isa sa inyo. How are you all doing? I am hoping that you are all fine, safe, and sound. Nasaan man po kayo naroroon. At of course, I am very much excited with our topic, our online tutorial this afternoon. Kaya naman to all of you who are watching right now, don't forget to share this online tutorial with your friends, with your classmates. You may actually mention them by commenting their name on our comment box. And of course, let's all together learn while having fun this afternoon. So, sa lahat po ng mga kasama namin ngayon or kasama ni Tutor A ngayon, once more, isang magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. And of course, gusto muna nating bigandaan ang pagbati mula kay Glidel Alcantara. Good afternoon po. Good afternoon, Glidel. And of course, kay Ma'am Elma Celestino, good afternoon, watching from Santa Rosario Elementary School, SDO Aliaga Annex. And of course, heart react mula kay Teacher Ella May ng Bungabon National High School Senior High. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat, and I hope that you will be joining Tutor A until the end of our online tutorial this afternoon. Tayo po ay magpatuloy. So, do not forget to tune in every 4:40 p.m. to 5:20 p.m. for the Senior High School Personal Development online tutorial session every Thursday with Tutor A. So once more, ako po si Tutor A at ito na ang ating pang fourth, if I'm not mistaken, na online session sa ating personal development course. So as we proceed, magkaroon muna tayo ng review about the topic we discussed last session, and we talked about the different parts of the brain and a personal plan to improve its functions, right? And last session, we talked about the four major regions of our brain, and they are the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the brainstem, and then the thalamus. And we learned about the importance of each region for us to function as an effective adolescent, who takes care, right, of our mental being. But then, of course, it's very important for us to understand each part of our brain for us to be able to determine kung ano ba yung mga reasons or justifications of our actions, right? So last time I think Tutor A actually gave you an assignment, right? About the two hemispheres of the brain, which are the right and then the left hemisphere, that particularly could be found in the cerebrum as the major or the largest part of the brain. And I'm very much happy and grateful, my proud of learners, and to all of our teachers and guardians, parents, dahil estudyante together with their teacher ang siyang i-feature natin for this afternoon's online tutorial. And what they will be sharing with us are the outputs, no, that they made with about our assignment last time. And before we finally witness those students and their very supportive and very caring teacher, syempre, bigyan daan natin ng pagbate mula kay Letty Almeron Andres. Good afternoon po. At syempre, kasama din natin na nanonood from Kananga 3, if I'm not mistaken, Leyte Division. Good day po from Miss Elsie and Kaliwan. And of course, kay Axel Alcantara mula sa 11 Sapphire, San Ricardo National High School, SCH. And of course, kasama din natin ang isang estudyante natin mula sa Occidental Mindoro, si Ronilo Romero. Hello, anak. And of course, a teacher watching from Maligaya National High School, Ma'am Gian Carla Lorenzo Dingle. Hello po, ma'am. And of course, watching from San Ricardo National High School, si Aljon Viterbo. All right. So, sino nga ba ang dalawang estudyante na ito who will share with us their output about our assignment last week? So, allow me to introduce to you ang una nating estudyante na talaga namang matatawag natin na Perdap's amazing cutie. Walang iba kundi si Mary Joy B. Sumalbag from San Ricardo National High School, SD Nueva Ecija. So the assignment last time is all about how you could improve skills. How could you develop skills na gusto mong i-develop from the two hemispheres of the brain, which are the right and then the left one. So for Marijoy B. Sumalbag, she said that the most dominant brain part niya ay ang kanyang right brain or ang right hemisphere. And the skill that she wants to develop is her analytical skill. So ano yung mga skills from being a right brain dominant ang magagamit niya to improve this skill from left brain dominance? So gagamitin niya ang kanyang creativity through the use of images and the power of imagination. So how she will do that? Sabi niya ganon, she will make new ideas, new ways of thinking and problem solving, and at the same time, she will take meaningful information from the images and she will and analyze different situations through the power of her imagination. Di ba? Ang galing. Because of that, Mary Joy, so Malbag, you are really an amazing tutor. The next one we've heard of learners is Aljon V. Viterbo na kasalukuyang kasama natin ngayon at bumati sa atin kanina lang. Siya naman ay from grade 11 Diamond ng San Ricardo National High School, SD Nueva Ecija. And kay Aljon, siya rin ay isang right brain dominant. And the skill that she wants to develop is her logical thinking skill. At what are the ways or how is she going to improve her logical thinking skill? So through the power or through the use of her creative writing skill. And of course, she is also inclined with music. That is why meron tayo diyang rhythm. So nakikita natin dito sa kanyang ginawa from the graphic organizer. Tutor A asked you last week, no, kung paano natin i-organize ang ating thoughts about our ideas. So, thank you so much, Aljon, and thank you so much again, Mary Joy, for sharing with us your output about the assignment that Tutor A asked you to do last week. And because of that, you both are really amazing tuties. And of course, these tuties ay hindi magiging ganito kagaling without the guidance and the support of their amazing teacher. My part of learners, ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you our PERDAP's amazing teacher for this week, no other than Ma'am Abigail C. Villa. And Ma'am Abigail would like to share with us a simple message para po sa ating lahat, most especially during the new normal education. And according to love is the beginning to fight against COVID-19 and to radiate positive energy that neutralizes the negativity. Love may conquer your fear. Learn to flourish the positive energy for the welfare of our family and the community. An extraordinary you are in need to do something. And with that, Ma'am Abigail C. Villa, I believe that you are such an amazing teacher to all of your teachers. To all of your students, most especially sa lahat ng mga estudyante natin na nag-struggle na makipag-sabay sa dynamics ng new normal education, but with your efforts, with your passion, and of course, with your genuine love for our learners and for education, maraming salamat sa pakikisama niyo po at pakikipagtulungan sa Departamento ng Edukasyon. And with that, we've heard of learners, bigyan naman natin ng amazing warm of applause lahat ng ating mga tuties and of course, our amazing teacher for this week, Ma'am Abigail C. Villa. Marami pong salamat. And with that, to proceed, my part of learners, let us have first a pre-activity about our topic for this afternoon, understanding emotions. And our activity is simply about, I am the boss of my feelings. And that is correct. The only person who could control your emotion, your feeling, is you yourself. Therefore, you are the only boss of your feelings. So it's very easy. I will be flashing on screen 6 statements, but then you have to complete each one, telling me if how is your feeling about it. Okay, so let's begin with the first item. Naintindihan ba natin? So just complete the statement. When I get angry, it helps me feel better if I blank. So what is your answer? So allow Tutor A to read some of your answers. So again, just simply complete the statement. When I get angry, it helps me feel better if I. All right. So tingnan nga natin ano po ang mga kasagutan ninyo, no? So when I get angry, it helps me feel better if I keep my mouth shut, no? Pwede yon. And at the same time, pwedeng close my eyes so I can process the situation first. What about you po? Ano po ang inyong sagot with that? Naku, paano kaya kayong magalit? And pag kayo nagalit, what makes you feel better? Okay, let's try to read some of your answers later. Let's proceed to item number 2. And item number 2 is about when I feel sad, it helps me feel better if I. So what is your answer? Okay. So talk to a friend. Kaya, watch movie or drink milk tea. Pwede. Play with my pet. What about the others? Nako, ayan. Meditate and socialize online, sabi ni Dan Rog Albert Espino. Sabi naman ni Glidel Alcantara, play softball. Naku, sporty pala si Glidel. Alright. So, next, let's proceed to third item. When I feel anxious or nervous, it helps me feel better if I... Okay, so what is your answer? When I feel anxious or nervous, what do you feel? What do you do for you to feel better? Pwedeng you deeply breathe in and out. O, di ba nakakaalis yan ng ano yan, ng worry and ng kaba. Pwede rin naman na you pause for a while to pray. Pwede, no? Lalo na kapag halimbawa kinakabahan ka dahil mag-e-exam kayo tapos alam mong wala kang sasagot naman nag-review. Kasi nag-ML ka lang. Hello? Alright. Okay. Si Rose Depenyo, nako, nagpe-pray siya. So sabi niya ganun, Tutor A, I pray for me to get better. No? Ganun din si Aljon. Hello, Aljon. And sabi din ni Dan Rog, tell it to someone that I feel could help me figure things out. That's good, Dan. Very good. Now, let's proceed to the next item. When I feel embarrassed, it helps if I... Naku, medyo ata ang hirap nito, no? So, if you feel embarrassed, what do you do? Pwedeng, you smile like nothing happens, right? Just smile confidently. With a heart. Sabi nga ni Miss Pia Wirchbeck. Na? Ano pa? You keep your head high. Pwede, no? Parang walang nangyari lang. Kaya smile beautifully and confidently. Alright. What about you? Yes, ganun din ang sagot ni Miss Wendy. I will just smile when I feel embarrassed. Alright. What about the others po? Okay, thank you so much. And then let's proceed to the last item. So, meron lang pala tayong 5 items for our pre-activity. So, when I feel disappointed, it helps me if I... Alright. So, what do you do when you feel disappointed? Sabi kong ganun, write in a journal. Diba? That's something that what made you feel disappointed. Okay, sabi naman ni Samantha Blassie, she prays when she feels disappointed. All right. What about the others? Pwede naman you listen to your favorite playlist if you are inclined to music, right? So, these statements, no, that Tutor A asked you to complete, or some things that would help realize na ang ganito pala yung mga behavioral response ko whenever I'm feeling embarrassed, whenever I'm feeling disappointed, whenever I get sad, anxious, or nervous. And with that, you'll realize na, this is how I act. This is how I react towards these emotions, towards these feelings. So with that, part of learners, let's deeply understand how we could understand more our emotions, our feelings through today's online session. And with that, let me share with you our learning targets for this afternoon. And the first one is to understand what emotional intelligence is. The second one is recognize our various emotions in certain situations. And the last one is realize the importance of constructing one's emotional intelligence. So, giving you the learning targets or objectives we have for this afternoon's online tutorial session, the question is, are you ready? If you are ready, do not forget to bring with you your Perdav Starter Pack Kit na naglalaman ng inyong pen and paper, of course, your module, at marami pong salamat sa ating STO Negros Oriental for letting us use the module this afternoon. And of course, girls, do not forget to smile with a hint of your favorite lip tint. And boys, do not forget to flex out your cool hairstyle with your favorite hair wax. And last but not the least, do not forget to bring with you your heart, because Aristotle said, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. My part of learners, for this online session tutorial, let's talk about understanding emotions. What is the importance of understanding one's emotions, one's feelings? What are the better ways or the ways on how we could understand it deeply? Diba? Sometimes you would wake up in the morning na parang mararamdaman mo malungkot ang atmosphere, right? Parang tamad na tamad ka, that your mood is not that very alive or vibrant. So the thing is, understanding our emotions is such a vital skill that we have to learn as adolescent for us to become a better individual. And how are we going to do that? Huwag kayong mawawala. Just stay with Tutor A. First and foremost, let us first establish what do we mean by emotion. All together, my part of learners, let's read the definition of emotion. So it is a strong feeling deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationships with others. It is a response to significant internal and external events. So when we say emotion, we refer to your feeling, no? And this certain feeling comes from a circumstance that you are in. It actually influenced by the mood, and it could actually derive from your connection with other people. And generally, it has something to do about our response to significant internal and external events that happen in our lives. So specifically, emotions are also known as feelings, just like love, fear, anger, or hatred, which can caused by the situation that you are in or the people that you are with. So the thing is, understanding your emotions helps you build better relationships with other people. And aware, no, of your emotions can help you talk about your feelings more clearly, avoid or resolve conflicts better, and move past difficult feelings more easily. So if you are able to understand your emotion, you become aware of what is happening within you, no? You get aware of how you would respond to a certain circumstance or certain situation, most especially if that situation is very much challenging. So love, fear, anger, hatred, and any other feelings are what we call your emotions. So, in addition, in 1972, psychologist Paul Ekman suggested that there are 6 basic emotions that are universal throughout human cultures, and they are fear, disgust, anger, surprise, happiness, and sadness. Furthermore, in the 1980s, Robert Fluchek introduced another emotion classification systems known as the wheel of emotions. So it's just like a color wheel that talks about the combination or a mixture of emotion. So 'di ba, nakakaranas tayo minsan ng halo-halong emosyon, halo-halong pakiramdam. Most especially if we learn that we are able to get a perfect score in exam. Or on the other hand, isa namang negatibong pangyayari na hindi natin inaasahan. So it's Robert who classifies a mixture or combination of emotions through wheel of emotions. And in 1999, Ekman expanded his list to include a number of other basic emotions that includes embarrassment, excitement, contempt, shame, pride, satisfaction, and amusement. So now the thing is, in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9, the heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? We are feeling so many emotions each day, but then the thing is, biblically speaking, we have to be careful about our emotions. We have to be careful of our feelings. Dahil kung meron man din daw pinakamadaya sa mundo na ito, yun daw ang iyong emosyon. Hello, my herd of learners. You might be feeling in love with someone else dahil tingin siya ng tingin sa'yo or nagpapakute siya sa'yo, pero the thing is, hindi ka naman pala niya crush. Talagang na-friend zone ka lang. So, kailangan be aware and be careful with your emotion or with your feeling because at the end of the day, your emotions might deceive you. At kapag naman ikaw ay nagpadaya, ikaw ay nagputo, it will lead you to wrong decision. So the thing is, be careful with your emotion. But then the thing is, my part of learners, you might have heard this what we call IQ, no? So when talking about intellect and how smart someone is. So for example, my brother doesn't need to study anymore kasi magaling naman siya dahil ang taas-taas ng kanyang IQ. But then, we all know that IQ stands for intellectual quotient, right? And this IQ can help us predict how well someone may do academically. But then we all know, just like what we talked last time, that it's not just about a single intelligence that a person possesses, no? Hindi lang isang intelligence ang pinoposes ng isang tao. We have multiple intelligences. And in addition with that, isa sa mga bagay na meron tayo ay yung tinatawag natin na emotional intelligence. So this time, my part of learners, let us try to define what do we mean by emotional intelligence. We talk about emotions and feelings. Now, what is emotional intelligence and what is the importance of understanding its concept for us to understand our emotions? So emotional intelligence is the ability to what? Understand, use, and manage our emotions. It also means being aware of our emotional state as it pertains to the situation we find ourselves in. So it simply tells us, my part of learners, that if we are able to understand what is our emotion, if we are able to use our emotion in non-harmful manner, and if we are able to manage our emotion during a very difficult situation or circumstance, therefore, we are having, or we have this what we call emotional intelligence. So it's very important that we are aware of what are our feelings, and we have the skill and ability to use our emotions in a positive way, in non-harmful manner, and at the same time, we are able to manage our emotions appropriately. So the thing is, my part of learners, and the emotional intelligence is actually a combination of several different skills. And with that, we have 4 skills that we will discuss this moment. The first one is being aware of your emotions. So just like what we have just said, or we talked about, that emotional intelligence is your ability to understand your emotion. And being aware of your emotions means makes you recognize your emotions and understand the potential impact of your behavior on others. So what do we mean by this? As an individual, it's very important that we are aware of what we are feeling. Alam mo kung ikaw ba ay malungkot, kung ikaw ba ay masaya, kung ikaw ba ay na-excite, or kung ikaw ba ay naiinip. But why? Because you have to name, no? You have to name what you are feeling relatively and or accurately, and you have to express it positively. And being aware also means you are making introspections. What do we mean by that? You are evaluating yourselves. You are, what to call this? Stepping back and evaluating your strengths, pwede, your weaknesses, and you try to unravel how your emotions affect your interactions with others. That is why whenever we are confused about what we are feeling at the moment, it's very important to take a quiet time for us to evaluate ourselves and determine if what truly is our feeling. So how we're going to do that? Practice recognizing emotions as you feel them by means of labeling them in your mind. So for example, you have to say, I feel grateful today, or I feel frustrated, or I feel lonely. I think I'm feeling discouraged, no? Make it a habit, a daily habit to be aware of emotions. Second one, understanding how others feel and why. Part of our emotional quotient is being able to imagine how other people might feel in certain situations. It is also understanding why they feel the way they do. And what do we mean by that? Being able to imagine what emotions a person is likely to be feeling even when you don't actually know those feelings is called empathy. Sabihin nga natin, empathy. Right? So empathy helps us care about others, no? And build good friendships. And at the same time, relationships, no? By understanding this, what we call empathy, it guides us on what to say and how to behave around someone who is feeling strong emotions. Because empathy essential component of our emotional intelligence as it describes the ability to identify and understand how another person is feeling and imagining yourself as well in that person's situation. So for example, when you hear that your classmate might fail a certain subject. Why? Because he failed actually, or she failed to pass or comply a certain requirement with a subject teacher. And then it's empathy when you are able to relate with that someone. But then at the same time, of course, it's very good thing na you help and advise the person on what he or she has to do to pass the subject. What else? You have the pet of your classmate or your friend actually died, no? And you can relate to that feeling kasi your childhood dog or your childhood pet friend died as well. So, empathetic people make an effort per the learners to make someone feel better. And here it is. They are open to viewpoints beyond their own and avoid making judgments. And that is understanding how others feel and why. So the question is, are you still following? Are you still with me, my of learners? Siguro magbasa muna tayo at bumati muna tayo sa ilang mga kasama natin sa hapon na ito. Watching from San Ricardo National High School, Kurt Hidalgo. Hello, Kurt. And from Maligaya National High School, 11 Gas. Jamia Padilla. Hello, Jamia. Kasama rin natin si Ina Aquino Goray ng 11 Pearl from San Ricardo National High School. And from 11 Mundang San Ricardo National High School, kasama natin si Ray Norte. And bumabati rin sa atin si Sir Alan. Good afternoon po, Tutor A, ang ating Municipal DRRM Officer from Aliaga, Nueva Ecija. Hello po, Sir Alan. So let's proceed with the third one, managing emotional reactions. So we raised awareness about our emotions, about our feelings, and then secondly, we understand as well the emotions of others. Now, the third one is managing emotional reactions. So what do we mean by that? When you understand your emotions and know how to manage them, you can use self-control to hold a reaction if now is not the right time or place to express it. And this is very much challenging, most especially per the learners when we are at the very difficult and challenging situation. Ano yun? Yung galit na pero hindi mo ma-express because you are considering other people. Right? Yung inis ka na at minsan salita ka pa ng hindi magandang salita, but then you have to control yourself because you don't want others to get hurt. That is what we call managing your emotional reactions. You know what? People who do a good job of managing their emotions know that it's healthy to express their feelings, but then it matters how and when they express them. So, what are the productive ways for us to be able to manage emotional reactions? The first one is we have to know that we can choose the way we react instead of letting our emotions influence what we say or what we do. The second one is we have this sense of when it's best to speak out. Kailangan alam may prayer of learners, right? And at the same time, we have to know that our reaction might influence what happens next. So that is why it's very important that we can manage well our emotions. The fourth one is choosing our mood. So choosing the right mood can help someone get motivated, concentrate on a task, or try again instead of giving up. Every day we have a choice to choose if we will wake up with a positive mood, with a positive attitude, na katulad nga ng sinasabi sa isang commercial, para kanino ka bumabangon. I believe putting in your heart and in your mind the reason why you're waking up every morning could be the best driving force that we could have for us to choose a good mood. Just like what others say, no? Happiness is a choice. Therefore, we have to choose our mood wisely. Na kahit man nai-influensahan tayo ng mga nangyari sa nakaraan, it's better to choose a positive mood. It's better to choose to be feeling motivated every day. So with that, my part of learners, those are the 4 ways on how we could develop our emotional intelligence, and these 4 skills should be seen in you for you to achieve your and improve your emotional intelligence. So the thing is, my part of learners, emotional intelligence or our emotional intelligence is really under construction. And there are different ways for us to construct, no? To mold our emotional intelligence. But then it reflects in 3 different ways. First one is the subjective experience. So we will talk about the different types of responses. So when we say subjective experience, experts believe that there are a number of basic universal emotions that are experienced by people all over the world, regardless of background or culture. Though researchers also believe that experiencing emotion can be highly subjective. So anger, love, no, fear, sadness, or loneliness are all based from a subjective experience. And when we say subjective experience, we cannot say if how we could range them. Pwede yung malungkot sa isa ay napakalungkot na sa iba, no? At yung masaya sa isa ay hindi pa ganun kasaya sa iba. So ibig sabihin, our emotions are subjective and it is based from our experiences. The second one is the physiological response. And we could relate, right? Just for example, if you've ever felt your stomach lurch from anxiety or your heart palpate with fear, then you realize that emotions also cause strong physiological reactions. So our emotions, our feelings could also be manifested through our physiological responses. So kapag tayo ay what you call this, malungkot, pag tayo ay kinakabahan, pag tayo ay nagagalit, how do we react physically? Pwedeng tayo ay nakakunot ang noo, no? Pwedeng tayo ay nanggigigil. So this is another type of responses. And then the last one is our behavioral response. And when we say behavioral response, it refers to the actual expression of our emotion, just like our smile, our grimace, our laugh, our sigh. These are some of the behavioral responses that reflect on our emotions, on our feelings. And so culturally speaking, no, maraming iba't ibang paraan na nakikita natin. So for example, in Japan, no, they don't express their feelings. No, they just keep their emotions within them. Unlike sa ibang mga cultures katulad ng mga Americans, no, they are often open, no, with their feelings, with their emotions. They are able to share it with other people. So learning these types of responses would help us on how we could construct or mold our emotional intelligence. So I hope learners that we are able to understand our online session for this afternoon, and to help you determine kung talagang kayo ay natuto, let's do this simple assessment activity. So what you are going to do is you will just simply answer yes or no to the following statements if you possess those skills. So again, you will just type yes or type no if the following statements or the following emotional skills are in you. So the first one is, tingnan natin, I have a positive outlook most of the time. Is it a yes or a no? Pwede po bang makita ang inyong mga sagot? Ayan, isang hello mula kay Ma'am Minerva Puno, ang Assistant School Principal ng San Ricardo National High School. Hello po, Ma'am Puno. Ang sagot ni Ina ay yes, ang sagot niya. I have a positive outlook most of the time. What about the others? Sabi ni Rose De Peño, yes po. Sabi ni Aljon, yes. Nako, very good ah. Sabi rin ni Natalie De La Cruz, yes. What about the second one? I like who I am. Is it a yes or a no for you? Again, the following are emotional skills that an individual might possess. So for number 2, I like who I am. What is your answer? Sabi ni Ira Pascual, yes. Sabi ni Tutor A, yes, of course. Sabi rin ni Natalie De La Cruz, yes, she likes who she is. Sabi din ni Rose De Peño, yes. The third one, I know that I am good at doing something. Hello, what is your answer? Yes or no? Sabi ni Ate Jeline Salvador ng Aliaga UMC, yes. I know that I am good at doing something. What about the others? Your answer for item number 3. Sabi ni Jamia, okay. Padilla, yes. Sabi ni Rose De Peña, yes. Nako, very good mga Pride of Learners ah. Number 4, I know what I need to work on doing better. Okay. Is it a yes or no? Can you identify the things that you have to work on for you to do better on doing something? Alam nyo ba yung mga dapat nyong gawin? Aware ba kayo on how you could improve your work? Is it a yes or a no? Naku, madaming sumagot sa item number 3, no? Sabi ni Jamia Padilla, yes, I'm aware. Sabi ni Aljon, yes, aware din po ako. At sabi ni Rose, yes, Tutor A, I'm aware. The fifth one, I learned from my mistakes. Okay. I learned from my mistakes. Natuto ba kayo? Or you just keep on doing the same mistake over and over again? Yes or no? What is your answer for our last item? For the learners. Okay, humabol si Mary Joy. Sa yes at item number 4, sabi ni Jamia. And then ni Ate Jelaine ay yes. And sabi din ni Rose De Peño, yes, Tutor A, definitely. I learned from my mistake. At di mo na siguro ulitin to, Rose, no? Sabi din ni Lilibet Tangonan, yes. At umabol din si Ira. Yes siya sa item number 4. Wow, thank you so much, my Pride of Learners. Now, let us identify anong ibig sabihin nito. So, meron pa pala tayo, item number 6. I can handle any life event. What is your answer? Yes or no? All right. I know different emotions. Yes or no? You are aware if you're sad, you're disappointed, you're discouraged. Okay. I am happy about 5 out of 7 days. Nako, specific, no? 5 araw sa 7 araw. I know may positive qualities. Yes or no? And for the last item, I can cope with my feelings. Right? No, kapag ka ikaw ay disappointed or discouraged, kaya mong mag-cope with your emotions. So with that, my part of learners, tingnan natin. If your answers are mostly yes, then therefore you probably have good emotional health. Wow! You can handle disappointment every now and then, and you are an active, happy, and positive person. And you see life's problems as challenges and ways to grow, even if you don't realize it. Wow! But then if your answers are mostly no, you may need to improve your emotional health. And the good news is that you can learn to feel better by starting to smile, do activities you enjoy, and focus on the positive. Maraming salamat, my third of learners. I hope you learned this afternoon. But then as Tutor A ends this afternoon, let me share with you our hashtag A shout out, and it tells us emotional leaders know when to display emotions and when to delay emotions. For your comments, feedback, and suggestions, you may contact Tutor A and join me every Thursday for you to feel okay with Tutor A. And for other comments and suggestions, you may email us at edtech.ed.gov.ph. Maraming salamat, my third of learners, and I hope that you learn a lot for this afternoon's online tutorial for personal development. Laging tandaan, kay Tutor A, ikaw ang best sa araw ng Webes. Magkita-kita tayo sa susunod. Up next is Tutor Ana for Introduction to World Religions and Belief System. Bye!
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa mathematics. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!